Okay, lecture 5, and that's the synchronization spatio-temporal chaos. And the system consists of the oscillators and network. Then, in this system, synchronization came up. 5 elements are important to discuss about the system. Whole process elements. Oscillator as an element. Interaction between elements. Pattern formation in the whole system. Pattern means functions. Synchronization and network. And we showed some example of the synchronization in the network. Power grid, public opinion, voting, fashion trend, superconductivity, laser beam, cardiomyocyte, pacemaker cells. Okay, this is one of the example of the synchronization of the acorns production, and this image came from the our experimental forest in Agrochaology. We conducted the measurement of the image process, conducted the remote sensing, also measured the acorn drop number under the several canopies. Then we developed the calibration curve to autopolate to predict the seed acorn production through the images. And as you can see, as high is red and low is blue. Then coupled map lattice of logistic model, global coupled map of logistic model, map and coupled map lattice of tent map, global coupled map of tent map. Those four conducted with our one-dimensional spatial temporal dynamics. It's one-dimensional CML is one-dimensional coupled map lattice. Joint training tree club, cell genes interaction might be an example. One-dimensional coupled map lattice is here, and t is time, xi is individuals number of the tree, and let's look at the xit, and the epsilon is diffusion coefficient. Then with this equation, time evolution would be affected by neighbors. This is flow. This is not symmetrical, unsymmetrical. Only left-hand side tree affect on the right-hand side tree. The epsilon with 0 and no coupling, and we can see the return plot would be this red equations, that plot. Bottom right hand side, it shows diagrams and the time evolution of the individual trees. It looks quite random, and epsilon is 0.5 coupling, and you may see the some pattern coming up to the bottom right figures. Then some pattern came up. This is very strong coupling, and some pattern is this is GCM. GCM is not only neighbors. That's mean field coupling will be expressed in this equation. This is no coupling. Small coupling. Some strong coupling, and came up to some pattern, and some clustering occurs. This one also clustering is occurred, and very strong and synchronization could be occurred, and no clustering, and all trees behave in the same manner. two-dimensional. This is a Neumann coupling. Like glass slitter dynamics would be one example we used. This is glass slitter dynamics. It's proposed by the Tillman in the Nature. This is one of the example of the oscillator. 2D coupled map lattice. N is time, and as you can see, and some mosaic pattern who evolved with the time evolutions. This is the resource budget model of the for the alternate bearing or the masting of the tree crop, the acorn, and blue parts. This one, and then each tree, all the tree, individual tree has some bucket to store the some material accumulated photosynthesized is initial idea. Then every year the weather would be expected at the constant. Therefore, the PS is a residue of the photosynthesized. There is overflow. There is a threshold levels. There is no overflow. It means no flowering. Then this amount of the energy transfer to the next years. In the next year, same amount of the PS were added on the pool. Therefore, this green part used for the flowering. Then once the flower coming up, and the RC times cost will be used for the fruiting cost. Then a large amount of acorn production coming up. Then a small amount of the material remained in the bucket. In this simple mechanism is written in this graph. In is x-axis is in, y-axis in plus 1. Then this is time series with the changing of the RC. RC is this time the control parameter. CA is this one, and fruit cost. By changing the RC, you can get this type of bifurcation diagrams. This is a special temporal dynamics by coupled map lattice and done by Akita. And D is 0 is no coupling. This is D is infinity is global coupling, and the local coupling is nearest neighbor is only one nearest neighbor, the 3 nearest neighbor. Then you can see this mosaic size will be increased with the increase of the D. This is again our forest experiment station in the Agrochaology. And with remote sensed data, we pick up the Conara acorn, and then detract the canopies. In each canopy, we embedded the coupled resource budget model. Then we can conduct the simulation. This is our output from the Tetsuya Akita, and published in the Journal of the Ecological Modeling. And this part is simulation. This part is the real data, and the simulation data and autocorrelation coefficient show this type of the diagram. And this is a real data. Therefore, we can estimate the about the 100 meter with the limitation of the pollen coupling in the Conara. This one also in each pixel in canopy, we embedded the resource budget model. Then by changing the D 10, this is the D. A is subplot A shows a case D equal 10 meter, and B shows in the case of the D equals 30 meter. This is the same.